I'd like to welcome everyone on behalf of Carnegie Mellon to the first RoboBowl. Carnegie Mellon is a great place for this. Of course, you know that we're very interested in robotics and have the Robotics Institute as one of the largest academic organizations in robotics in the world. And also, we're a school that's become sort of strongly interested in entrepreneurship and startups, and we've worked hard as a university to make policies that were friendly to our students and our faculty, encouraging them to start companies, to commercialize their own work in various different ways. And so RoboBowl is very consistent with those two themes. And I'd like to thank the sponsors of this, which have been mentioned, and also to Bill Thomasmeyer and Patty Rote for all their work in sort of driving this forward and making it happen. Welcome to everybody, and glad to have you here.
Probably the least known organization in the room, and that's in some ways intentional. We try to operate in stealth mode in the 2.5 official years of our existence and the 3 years of our unofficial prior existence. As Bill said, we're the private side of a public-private partnership with the National Science Foundation. Our mission is to promote our country's economic competitiveness in the global economy by promoting our nation's innovation.
And the Robotics Technology Consortium, the other co-organizer of today's event, is a nonprofit industry organization created to speed the transition and deployment of robotics technology for the Defense Department and other government organizations. The RTC actually helped originate the RoboBowl concept in response to a suggestion by the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, who suggested that a national competition for next-generation robotics technology startups and early-stage companies might comprise a key element of a national robotics initiative.
So over the decades, there have been many research programs in robotics. Swarms of robots, dancing robots, juggling robots abound, but there aren't that many robots that meet practical user needs. And there are even less robots that meet practical user needs at a price that people are willing to pay for them. And that's the big thing that's missing to drive this industry forward. Today we're focusing on healthcare and quality of life, but robots are transforming a lot of industries, from agriculture to military to transportation, cleaning, fulfillment centers, space exploration, manufacturing, disaster relief, and there's just so many. The list goes on and on. This is such an exciting technology, and I can't really imagine working in a more exciting space, even after doing it for 20 years.
But let me tell you the top 5 reasons why the White House is excited about this. You guys ready for this? Number 1, prizes and competitions. There have been a couple of big public competitions that have attracted a lot of attention, so much attention that there's now special congressional language saying this is a cool thing. You get a lot more work out of starving undergraduates if you offer them a prize. It looks like you get a lot more work out of starving startup companies if you offer them a prize. There's currently 125 of them going on, funded by the federal government. Number 4, public-private partnerships. I don't know if you guys have looked at the budget situation in DC. DC can't fix this nation's problems just by coming in and dumping a boatload of money. The best way to fix these is by working between the public sector and the private sector. Part of that is why I'm here. The best ideas don't start in DC and go out. They start out of DC and come in. So I'm here listening. The notion that NSF is working with the private sector here, that's cool. We want to make that happen more. Number 3, robots. Of course I think that robots are cool, but did you know that the president thinks that robots are cool? Someone says the difference between the US and China is that in China, Bill Gates is Britney Spears, and in the US, Britney Spears is Britney Spears. We have to get the kids of this world excited about Bill Gates, and what better way to do that than robots? The president said, when somebody wins the NBA basketball championships, they get invited to the White House. I think that the people who win the science fair competitions should get invited to the White House. So he's done that. The only problem is they schedule him for like a 5-minute photo op, and 45 minutes later he's saying, now why did you use treads instead of wheels on that robot? And show me again the turret, and which were the sensors? And they're saying, sir, the ambassador from India is waiting. Yeah, but look at this cool robot. The president likes robots. Number 2, economic growth. We could use some economic growth in this country. There's a lot in the popular press about how small businesses generate a lot of jobs. That's true, but small businesses also lose a lot of jobs, and big businesses generate about as many jobs as small businesses. It's the small startups that generate a lot of jobs. That's cool. You guys are up to important stuff. And of course, we don't want you to be small businesses, we want you to be big businesses. We hope this is a good step toward it. Finally, the reason why this is cool is because this is the way we change the way that we live. I'm a professor, I generate papers and graduate students, and that's good, but papers and graduate students don't change the way that we live. It's getting those ideas, getting those people into companies, turning those into products. That's what changes the way we live, and that's why what you're up to here today is cool.